In this episode, this is a shout out to one of my YouTube viewers who wanted to see if I could make a white garlic sauce instead of a marinara sauce because they could not consume it from my Chicago style deep dish pizza. So I hope you're watching closely. I'm going to show you how I made my white garlic sauce with red caramelized onions pizza. Here we go. All right, so I took 2 tablespoons of vegan butter. I put it inside of my skillet until it melted down. Then I added 2 tablespoons of gluten-free flour. You can go ahead and use regular flour as well, but I wanted to make sure that my husband can get in on the action eating this pizza, you guys. So now I'm going to just simply mix that until it thickens slightly. And I have my heat at a medium heat because we don't want to burn our vegan butter with the flour. Next, I'm going to take 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk at a time. I'm going to take it a little at a time, but I'm going to just simply mix it to make sure that the flour does not clump up. So I'm going to make sure it's a nice consistency and I'm whisking it. Again, it's on medium heat. You want to have a nice liquefied base. And in case you all haven't noticed, I'm actually creating my white garlic sauce for the pizza. I should have made mention of that in the beginning of the video, but I was so giddy to get right into it. All right, continuing the process, I'm going to take 5 cloves of minced garlic that I actually finely diced and turned into a minced form. Then I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. This white garlic sauce at this point is smelling amazing, especially with that fresh garlic. Continuing out the process, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of vegan parmesan. I use the brand BioLife, so I simply shredded out my vegan parmesan cheese. And when I tell you that this smells so aromatic, you guys gotta believe me. It smells absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to taste this white garlic sauce. This next step is purely optional. I just went ahead and added 1 tablespoon of Miyoko's Creamery liquid plant-based mozzarella. I had some left over. I'm simply going to continue whisking out my white garlic sauce. So I'm going to continue whisking it out until it nicely thickens. All in all, I had this on my stove top for about 7 to 10 minutes. Then I'm going to simply place it to the side and continue building out my pizza. All right, lovelies, this next clip should look a little familiar to some of you all. So to build out my crust, I'm going to use 2 small bowls of flour, gluten-free flour, half a tablespoon of monk fruit sweetener, a 1/4 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, and 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, along with my Fleshman's active dry yeast. Now I'm going to simply just make sure that I put all these ingredients in here, and we want to make sure that our yeast activates itself. Then I'm going to simply take in a little bit of water. So I'm going to add 3/4 cups of water, a little at a time, just to make sure we don't have a mushy mixture. So you want to keep stirring and you want to fill out your pizza dough mixture into a nice smooth consistency like this. Here's another familiar clip, okay? But we're going to spread out our gluten-free flour, put it on the cutting board. Notice I'm wearing a different shirt. And then I'm going to add my mixture, my pizza dough mixture. And then guess what we're going to do? We're going to make sure that we get all of that pizza dough off the spoon before we start building out our pizza dough crust. That's what we're going to do. So in this familiar clip, you want to go ahead and just build out your dough. You want to add as much flour as you need to make sure that your dough is not sticking to your hand and there's unnecessary cracks. And you can use a rolling pin, which I actually wound up doing in this video in particular. I just didn't record it. I'm going to add my yellow cornmeal, which is purely optional because it always has a tendency tendency. I can't talk today. It always has a tendency to add an extra crunchier texture to my pizza crust. So, but this is purely optional. And if you know, you know. If you're from Chicago, you know that we get down and we add yellow cornmeal to some of our deep dish pizzas. All right, so you're going to take your dough and simply put it into whatever pot pan you want. If you want a deep dish pizza, put it in a deep dish like this and start building it out. However, for this video, you want a thin crust, put it on a thin baking sheet like I did here, and then simply just start molding it and adding our white garlic sauce that we made. Now, I added it. I did not find like one of my little spatulas or anything like that, so I improvised, you guys. I just simply used my whisk. Okay, I thought at first I can use a spoon, but that didn't cut it. So I had to go back and I had to simply use a whisk. You do what you got to do, you guys. The whole point is you want to make sure that your white garlic sauce is spread out evenly throughout your crust. I swear it was irking me because I know I have a spatula and did not know where it was. It's always when I need things, and even when I try to prep like the day before, I can't find certain things. And my kitchen is not junky, so I don't even know where my spatula is. Anywho, that's neither here nor there. So you just want to simply make sure that you spread out your white garlic sauce so that it actually covers the edges of your dough. And I actually wound up tasting it, and it was delicious, you guys. Nicely seasoned. I didn't need to add any additional ingredients. All right, lovely. So now I finished building out my white garlic sauce. And now up next, I'm going to add some melted vegan butter around the edges of my pizza dough. This is purely optional. If you don't want to use vegan butter, you can go ahead and use olive oil or grapeseed oil or even avocado oil as an option. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my caramelized red onions. Oh yeah, baby. And I'm going to simply disperse that throughout my pizza. Okay, like I said, I want a very simplistic pizza. And as simplistic as this was, it has so much flavor. I put a pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, Italian seasoning, and parsley flakes into the mixture of my caramelized red onions. Now I'm going to take my block of BioLife vegan Parmesan cheese, and I'm going to take my grater and I'm going to simply just actually grate and shred a little bit more on top of the caramelized red onions. Just want that extra kick of flavor from the vegan Parmesan cheese, you all. We're going to add some Italian seasoning on top of that as well, purely optional. You can add your favorite seasonings to this white garlic pizza. And then I'm going to add me some more parsley flakes as well, with a little grinded black pepper on top, just for a little extra seasoning. I put my pizza in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, preheated at 450 degrees. This is how it turned out, you all. Turned out absolutely amazing. I actually put this pizza in the oven when I was talking to my mom on video, and then she saw the end result and said it looks so good. I added some fresh parsley midway through. Now, this is purely optional. I took some Thrilling Foods, that's the brand name, Thrilling Foods double smoked tofu bacon. It is not bacon, you all. It is tofu with a smoky flavor. It tastes absolutely delicious. It's purely optional. I added that on top of my white garlic sauce pizza. I did not actually taste test this pizza in front of you all because I just did not want to. Nothing against it. I always do taste tests with you guys, but I just didn't want to. But this is how it turned out, you all. So please let me know in the comments if you plan on making this pizza, especially for my YouTube viewers who cannot deal with marinara sauce but wanted white garlic sauce. Until next time.